If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
Terminated. Simulation terminated.
Let's watch my favorite part again, shall we?
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you, and I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either.
But.
What's up, guys? Penny, do you like sports? You probably have a favorite sports team. What if they could never lose? What if your team sufficiently rigged the game so that they never lost again? Well, one, it wouldn't be very fun to watch, and two, it wouldn't create the best team. Why spend money on top talent? Why exert yourself at all if the outcome is already decided? And that perfectly describes the state of California, which Democrats run in a supermajority because over the course of the last 4 decades, they have rigged and broken every single electoral rule in California. They haven't won over anyone with their ideas. They've plundered the state and collapsed it into anarchy and oblivion, but nonetheless, they control everything because they control all of the rules that allow them to rig every election so that they win forever. Well, it doesn't create the best players, and it doesn't create the best environment for good people to succeed. That's why people like Katie Porter, this is a Katie Porter, in case you're wondering what a Katie Porter is, well, she's exactly what you'd think she is based on looking at her. Katie Porter's a monster. She poured scalding mashed potatoes on her ex-husband's scalp, according to official divorce records. She would frequently verbally abuse him and throw toys, books, and other objects at him, pouring scalding hot mashed potatoes on his head during a fight. She'd call him an effing idiot, effing incompetent. She'd scratch herself, saying, "Look what you made me do." This is psychotic stuff. She wouldn't let him have a cell phone. "You're too effing dumb to operate it," she would say. And then she turned their children against him so that her children would spit on him and throw food at him. What a buster. Anyway, like anybody who has something like this come out about her, clearly that would be the end of their political career, right? When your husband says these kind of things about you, but not for Katie Porter. Katie Porter is so excited to be the leading candidate for governor of the state of California. The Democrat Party rewards things like this. Katie Porter is clearly a really bad parent, given the fact that she lies about her children all the time. Like
To pick up my daughter. Night, I went to pick up my daughter from water polo practice, and she's 12, and she got in the car and she was crying. And I said, "Did someone punch you?" Like, water polo is a rough sport. I was like, "Did someone hit you? Did the coach yell at you? What happened?" And she said, "Mom, Trump won. Trump's going to win. And what if I get raped and I need to have an abortion?"
Yeah, that's totally what 12-year-olds say. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, this is what's on the mind. I mean, I've been 12, you've been 12. Like that, yeah, like this is what you're thinking, right? Just standard. Like, libs do this all the time, by the way, where they just lie.
I just wanted to ask
they lie
you
about
one
their kids.
I have a 9-year-old daughter. I have 3 kids. And I told my 9-year-old daughter that I was going to be speaking with you. And I said, "What do you think about the climate change? And she said,
climate change.
"The earth is on fire and we're all going to die soon."
What is wrong with people? Like you should honestly, somebody from the state should come in and like do a little bit of an interview. You're dumping scalding hot water and potatoes and abusing your husband in front of your children. Your children are scared of being raped and dying. You're openly talking about Trump's death.
To be made in tension with Trump. Soon, Trump will lose or go to prison or I don't know. Have a heart attack. I'm not sure.
We call it the hamburger.
I don't know what his demise is going to be,
heaven.
but he'll have his demise.
He'll have his demise. He'll have a heart attack, or maybe one of us can shoot him in the head. She didn't go that far, but you could tell she was probably thinking it, right? Talking about Trump's heart attack. Not the worst thing that she's talked about. Katie Porter's also talked about how being a pederast is just an identity.
The allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity.
Yep, that's her apologizing for pederasts. This is the quality of candidates in California when there's no system to actually bring good candidates forward because there's no competition at all. Nobody ever needs to actually work to earn any votes. It's just a machine that punches Democrat every single time you run the machine. And now the machine is clearly breaking because Katie Porter is the most viral politician in America right now after storming out of a Fox News. No. Right Side Broadcasting? No. Real America's Voice? No. Newsmax? No. The Benny Show? No. A CBS News interview that was too hot for her. Some CBS reporter just like asks her simple questions and follow-up questions, and Katie Porter has a psychotic meltdown because of this. What a monster she is. This has gone thermonuclear viral, and you'll see why. Here we go.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're saying.
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an experience.
But you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel
you
like
need
this
them
is
to win?
unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I
argumentative.
said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered
I don't
our
care.
follow-ups.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never had to do
reporter.
this before, ever.
You've never had to have a
end an
conversation
interview.
with
To end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of I'm me? I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So I am going to make...
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative...
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you, and I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And redistricting, it's a massive issue. We're going to do an entire story just...
Yeah. Someone who used to work with Katie Porter sent me this clip from a train wreck interview and said, now imagine what she's like when the cameras aren't on. By the way, they did her dirty with this lighting. Like, what the hell is that? What is that? Oh, paralysis demon. Democrats are so used to the media being their propagandists, they totally lose it when asked basic questions. Confirmed. Katie Porter has anger problems. That's right. Are there other terrible interviews of Katie Porter? Yes, we played you some. Yeah, she's lost her mind. She implodes her campaign in a single interview. Goodness gracious. Every Californian voting for Katie Porter needs to see this. California, this is what all the Democrats can offer? Yeah, that's exactly right. I stand with Katie Porter. You should be allowed to eat as much as you want and treat journals like garbage. California Democrat consultants have been telling me for years that Katie Porter is the most unpleasant and unprofessional candidate they've ever encountered. I mean, spoiled brat Katie Porter is to a journalist asking very normal, straightforward questions. The rumors in DC were always that she's an absolute nightmare. The usual people always reveal themselves. Leading Democrat goes full incredulous Karen after journalists have the audacity to ask basic questions. Yee. You can tell Katie Porter's staff hates her because they signed off on this lighting and this angle. My team's saying it looks a lot like the Billy the Puppet. Correct. Can you see the similarities? Yes, you can. Normal, emotionally stable people watch this and think that Katie Porter is ogreish bully. California Democrats see it and think that's my future governor. Everyone understands Katie Porter is an abusive psycho, right? Like, this isn't new. Crash out. It's easy to imagine her pouring boiling mashed potatoes. Katie Porter would like to run the 5th largest economy in the world. She's the least likable politician in the entire world. She makes Elizabeth Warren look like Dolly Parton. Goodness. You know, it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Steve Hilton sharing polling here that says that his messaging is actually winning. He's right here in the blue column, right here. Steve Hilton at 29% primary horse race, 6-way primary horse race after messaging. According to a Newsogby poll, she is not the leading candidate. Very interesting times, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Hilton leads Republicans, nearly all Democrats in California governor's race. You can vote for Steve Hilton, or you can have this. Katie Porter's not capable of running a state, and we all know that. This is the look right before you get hit in the face with a pot of scalding hot mashed potatoes. Ah! This is why we're working to save California. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.